heard your new project is also around this kind of documentary, yeah?
My new project.
Yeah.
I just finished a project. My last project is about three generation, Chinese generation, but it's not for about students. It's about Chinese diaspora, three generations. You know them. Yeah, young generation, middle-aged generation, and the old generation, and they live in different cities, and yeah. We just finished the shooting.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask you, what is your feeling now that you watched this after 4 years that you made? Has anything changed about your feelings from the time you did this? How do you report
Good
the
question.
situation?
Maybe I think now the young Chinese people come to Belgium, the situation is a little bit different. I think now the more young Chinese students they come to Belgium, I know most of them they don't need to go to Chinese restaurants to do weekend job maybe, and they have but I think something is still same, like the passenger feelings. Yeah.
And stomach.
Yeah. It couldn't change the format.
Who do you think you are more alike, the three of them?
Who?
Yeah, for you, who do you agree with the most? The artist?
Because there's three people, they have different situation. The girl, he was born in Belgium, so of course he doesn't need to go back to China. Yeah, he was staying in Belgium. Yeah, later, and another guy is Xuan Hao. He's in the bus, the guy in the bus, and he's very sure that he will go back to China in the future. He said, and me, I think more twilight. Yeah, and I will be here in Belgium several years, and of course I come from China, so I'm between the two continents, two countries, two cultures. Yeah, it mix up. I think it's more like maybe the guy with painting.
I was locked downstairs. I couldn't come in, so I didn't see the end of the movie. But why the title Passengers?
Titles, passenger.
Why did you choose?
Passenger
this?
to
Or
me.
maybe in Chinese, what does it mean? Or
Chinese also the same meaning. Passenger, 过客 is like passengers. Passenger to me is they are Chinese. They come to Belgium, and it's not only the young people. Because my last project is also for about the Chinese people. They live in Europe, in Belgium, many years, but they still think some people still think, especially for the old people, old generation, they still think their hometown is in China.
So what's the connection between the passenger and the young people in this film?
The passenger, you know, for me the image about the passenger is like you sit in the train, and you are in traveling, and maybe you don't know where we go, maybe you know where is the destination, and you look out from the window and look out the scenes.
Yes.
Maybe you are part of the scene. Maybe you are just an observer.
But what about young then? I mean, this keyword young in the film.
Young.
Young people. And what's the connection between this being young, not elder generation?
They still have a decision. They still have chance to decide stay here or go back? Where's the destination? China or Belgium or somewhere?
So there's
Yeah.
still space for
Yeah, like the parents of the girl, they have been in Belgium like more than 20 years. Yeah, they should stay here. After retiring, we go back to China. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But for the young people, it's always to me also. I think to a lot of friends of mine, they are always thinking about okay, I stay or go back or go somewhere. Always strangle in mind. I think this is a big reality for Chinese people in Europe.
And you feel like a passenger?
Yeah. You don't know? You don't feel? You're from Italy? Maybe. Yeah.
Metro passenger.
Yeah, China is more far away and I live in China. Even in China, I live in different cities, not always in my hometown. I stay in my hometown just 8 years and live in different cities. So I have a very strong passenger feelings. Yeah. Now in Brussels, but Brussels to me is even I stay in Brussels many years, but I still think I feel a little bit like an outsider feeling. Yeah.
And what's the feeling of losing
No,
identity?
actually I think a lot of Chinese people in China they lost their identity.
I think most of Chinese, but for me at least, I feel. I think in the beginning of 3 months when I arrived here, I felt I lose my identity. But then I learn new things and I feel the blank.
Mm-hmm.
And then I feel more adapted
Yeah, I
to
think
the
that is
society. And
yeah.
you, as a Chinese, I was born in Beijing. I lived there all my life, all the
Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah.
But then the first 3 months I got lost completely, and then
Yeah.
I get new content, and
That's
feel
true.
the blank page, and I feel I stay in a different stage as an immigrant.
Yeah, because we are out of China, and we have a distance to observe Chinese culture or Chinese society. We have different view about that, and we have different opinion about that.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's a different and important, also important to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel really. Well, I can understand what you're saying.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's really make me reflect, and really it's so good.
Thank you.
But if this is a documentary, whether do you think you have made it too personal or?
Of course, it's not about student society because 3 years ago we have a premiere of this film, and a lot of Chinese students they told me it's not very true because we have a lot of joyful, with a lot of joy, a lot of happy, and why you make film like a very, I don't know, very sad or you know, it's not. I made it just for these 3 people because I want to express something
To
about
give a
the
perspective.
cultural difference or identities. What do they think about Chinese society or culture, Western culture, Western society? So I choose the 3 personages. Yeah. Of course, in Chinese, young people they have different, diverse lifestyle. Yeah, everyone is different. So it's not general.
But do you have any plan to make another documentary of young people again at this time and combine the two?
In this moment, no.
No. Are you looking for new subjects?
Yeah.
among Chinese.
But not about the
Not the Chinese
the
really.
Chinese abroad. Yeah.
Can we sign up?
See
I-
new projects.
I'm project about dreams. It's
dreams.
very similar, like the Arbedo subject.
But if somebody from the audience from China wants to tell what they think about the film, or if you thought some of the things that they were saying were similar to your situation, maybe you could share your experiences now if you feel like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you think this movie represents your feeling when you're here or not?
Yes,
Yes.
totally. I think it's very real. Why do you stay here? What kind of dream you're pursuing, and what kind of life you want for yourself? So for me, it is very real, very touching. Really, I'm very touching. So I was thinking about, I had 3 friends come to visit me recently, and these friends, they are not sightseeing. They have actually come here to visit me. They spend some time here, and they see my life. They also hang out with you and my friends. And I had a very different feeling for my friends who are living in the different situations. They are coming from China, they have different life. And the feedback I got from them, how they perceive my life here. Some of them think it's so boring. They don't understand why I'm here, why I have stayed so long. Some of them, they understand. And some of them, especially my sister who is studying here, she kind of enjoy it and appreciate the life here. So for me, I think they are also passengers in my life, but I see a different view from that side, being a host. And even when my friend from mainland China, they think here is a very boring life, there is nothing to do here. It is not like a fancy metropolitan city like Shanghai or Beijing. But I became very defensive of Belgium, of my life here, because there is such a value that I see in my life, which I appreciate, and I kind of defending Belgium as my city to them. So that is something I associate after watching the film.
Yeah, there is a huge difference in the film. He said a huge difference with the concept of the human being or the view of the lifestyle. But another thing is, I think that, like in Belgium, we have a more multi-value of life or of a lot of things of art or something.
A lot of culture clash. Conflicts.
Yeah.
Do you think what they were saying about China is true for you as an Italian?
I got to share my experience as well. I went to China and I got somehow the chance to live there, and I stayed there for not for long, for 3 months. But I felt extremely foreigner, and so far away that I couldn't leave. Absolutely could not. And then I went back to Italy. I stayed there for a while, and then now that I live here, I'm happy because here I can still be an Italian abroad. I follow a lot like Italian cultural events, and I can hang out with Italians. So even if I'm living abroad and I work with foreigners and I have foreign friends, but I can still keep my culture very alive. That's the advantage of Brussels. I don't think that if I go to other European cities, I can have the same feeling. It's being multinational as here in Brussels.
I study film school in Brussels, in a French school, and from the beginning.
Normally, like a documentary like this, how much it costs?
Oh, it's very super low budget.
Because I asked this question because I know for director, it's difficult to have money to do a film. So even you have good idea and you are very good director, it's difficult to have.
But for this documentary, I spent a very very low budget. But for some documentary, for example, if you get a budget from VAF, that's a huge. From VAF is a film foundation in Belgium. If you get budget, it's sometimes it's really a lot of money. Yeah. But I know that in China, if you make a documentary, that's very for the financial application is very difficult because a lot of independent documentary is impossible supported by government. You know. So I know a lot of independent documentary filmmaker in China. They just use their own money. Yeah. Or very free. Or they can make a very free style.
If you stay in Belgium, you are competent to get enough money to make movies or film as you like?
Confidence, I don't know. My last project is get a budget from FAF, the Audiovisual Foundation of Belgium. But I'm a cameraman for the project. Yeah, so there's much money than this. Yeah.
So for you, it's not so difficult to get some.
It's difficult.
It's
Good luck. So maybe one day you can make a documentary on this difficulty. It could be fun.
It's more difficult.